Greetings, brothers, sisters, friends, and foes. It's Bill from Agape on the Streets, and I have a rather long video here for you, but something very in depth as I wanted to share my situation with you, get deep into a few things, some very personal things actually. Doing this nomad thing, it does work with a little different set of rules than many people are used to, but I've got a few other things going on. I wanted to share them with you. Run into some big hurdles that I didn't count on. And I always notice something that there's a lot of nomads. They'll talk about build outs and stuff, the best things to do as a nomad. There's a lot of stuff out there until it comes to good, reliable income. And it gets really quiet. And that's an interesting one because there's a few people that I watch from time to time on YouTube. And, there's a few that are literally trying to live on pennies and trying to make it work. There's some people that have pensions, and then there's some young guys, quite a bit younger than me, more like Josie and Star's age, and they're out there in beautiful, big fifth wheels, Class A, beautiful motorhomes. Some of them are pulling toys with them. They're getting into places. One was reporting the other day, went into Lake Havasu, was talking about some drawbacks with living as a nomad, how it's getting harder, how there's a lot of, rules, a lot of places shutting down, and then he goes out and rents a side-by-side for a couple weeks. Something I sure couldn't do right now. I can hardly afford food right now. So, and you got, how are they making this income? He's been living as a nomad for many years. He's full-time on the road. He's got his wife with him. Some of these people have kids. They're going full-time, and wow, it's just, it's really wild. And I'm even at a point now where I'm willing to hunker down for a little while, especially if, ma and pa business guy lets me pull my trailer up back a shop or something. Heck, I'll be a security at night and do the whole thing. But got a little video here for you. I'm just back at the trailer. I've done a couple 16, 18-hour days, went all the way back up to Flagstaff, did a big lighting install at the church. Came back down kind of in a panic because spent a lot more than I thought and didn't quite get the monetary support that I had hoped for. So next thing I know is I'm running out yesterday to Phoenix, and I had set up some interviews, some stuff out there, audio video related, and got out there and got a whole different story, than I got on the phone, just stuff that's just not even doable for me. So I want to discuss some of this with you. I'm sitting here in bed, trying to get somewhat comfortable. I'm the kind of guy when things get nuts, I get a clipboard, a piece of paper, and I start making lists. And I spent the day doing that today. Met with Josie a little, shared with him what's going on. Of course, he's worried for me. But I'm trying not to get depressed and trying to move forward and take good, solid, logical steps, good, smart steps. A lot of prayer I know going on, and I ask for your prayer. But there's a few things going on here I want to discuss, which are either God trying to direct me, or they're flat out demonic. And I got a question, what's going on with it. So some of you have been following me for a little while, know that a couple years ago I was in a pretty tough spot and looking for work, and all the doors were slamming shut. And went to Flagstaff actually, had a camp host job set up, got up there. The family that owned the campground was in just a major fight, and shut everything down, and there I stood stuck. And it was some Christian brothers that owned it, tried to help me out as much I guess they could, let me stay there for a couple of weeks, but I was, drove all the way up there, and the last of what I had, hoping for paying income, and ended up not getting anything. Really scraped for a while. Those really scary times. And I just said, I just never want to go back here again. I had been on and off through stuff like that. And I, trying to get work, and just doors were slamming shut, things that didn't even make sense. I've got quite a bit of experience, especially in audiovisual, but a lot of technical stuff since I was like 16. I'd done a lot of, radio broadcast engineer, pro audio engineer, did touring, all kinds of stuff, system design, designed pro audio loudspeakers, a lot of different stuff. But I took a job at a little resort up there as a maintenance engineer, and before you know it, you got security background. I was security at the same time, and then they found out about the audiovisual, completely redesigned their audiovisual department, got new gear for them, got them going, and they just didn't want to pay. It was just, making a minimum amount up there. I was walking sometimes, well, pretty consistently 10 miles a day, sometimes more, and sort of have issues with my feet where I couldn't hardly stand up. I couldn't get up in the morning. I couldn't get back on my feet. The health insurance I was promised there turned out to be nothing close to what I was promised. I spent more out of my pocket with that insurance than I could have probably just done it on my own. And I spent a lot of money on medical. And the medical I was getting was terrible. I'd never been sicker in my life. They were prescribing me meds like they were candy, and I had to just start turning stuff down. It was all about just more and more tests and more meds, and never really fixed anything. My blood pressure continued to climb. They started telling me I had this cancer, that cancer. Before I left, they ruled out the colon cancer. Then they ruled out the prostate cancer. And the prostate, they says, come back for another test in a year. And then less than a month later, oh, we think you got prostate cancer again. Well, it hadn't been a year and I never did the test. So I just walked away. And God, it seems to have been working on my prostate. I know I don't have that, have to get up at night thing anymore. I've been doing a lot of natural stuff. And I'm going to go in and get some lab work done here soon and see where those numbers went. I'm just praying that they went down. But that being said, I left there. I couldn't do it anymore. Living in the trailer in the snow and stuff, and I was pulling that all off, but just the job was crazy. Came down here to Quartzsite. I had a little bit of money put away. Figure I can get by for a couple months and I'll find something. And a lot of you know about, the church sound thing. And I always says, I'll go help you out and you help me out. I'll go out and install sound in your church. And I've been praying for pastors to jump on board and to share it with other pastors. Every time I do this at a church, they rant and rave how great it was, how much I've helped them and stuff. I just very rarely, get well compensated for it. And I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but the going rate now for an audiovisual engineer is $150 an hour. And you call somebody out of, I'm in Arizona right now, and I go to these small towns, so you call them out of Phoenix, and they're going to charge you drive time and everything the entire time till they get back to their shop, $150 an hour. And, you pay me 15 or so, and I'm happy. Pay me 15, pay me 20. Wow, great. But so far, I had set up some places where I said, just take care of me while I'm here, put me up somewhere and stuff. If you got a place for me to park my trailer, I'll pull that up and, cover my dinners and stuff, and then take a love offering for me before I go. And unfortunately, I just find out I end up spending more to survive than I'm compensated for. And the last time I just went up, I come back and I had to reevaluate and look at my finances. And I says, well, I hardly have enough money now. I just put a little propane. I wasn't even able to fill up my tank. And I'm to where I have minimal food, minimal propane. I've got a tank of gas. And if I don't have work here, like real quick, I will be entirely broke. And so I went out to Phoenix. I had set up some interviews with some audiovisual companies out there and says, what if I just, go back to the inner city? That's where it seems to be happening. And I explained to them I can't be walking and stuff a lot anymore. I can't be doing big setups and stuff, but I can work as a system engineer and build the racks and stuff before they go out and stuff, check systems out, do programming, whatever needs to be done with that. Operate the inventory in and out the back door. And a couple of them says, come on out. And I get out there, and then it's, well, we'll check out, do a show. And as a, setting up and tearing down, no, I can't do that. This isn't something I'm just trying to get experience on. I've done this all my life. You can go online. You see I've got a lot of experience and a lot of people to vouch for that. So that shouldn't even be an issue, but it's a different world. It's a very different world. And What's really sad is the open doors I did get, they're for like full on strip clubs and stuff. Come in here and you can be our guy, and we'll take care of you, and you can beyond just a regular nightclub. I mean, these are like full on strip clubs and stuff, and I'm just like, what the heck? What's up, Lord? A lot of people praying for this. I know there's been fasting going on, and doors that slam shut. There's a brother in Mesa that's been out there for a while, and I was going to call him when I got out there. And this is just one of the things, just weird things that happened. I go to call him over and over, and it says calling, and then it won't go through. It won't go through. He tries to call me, same thing going on. Can't text each other, so I'm talking to another brother, and we're relaying stuff back and forth. And phone worked good with everybody else, but this one guy that has some connections, I need to go there right away. And so I got to say, is this an attack, or is this God slamming doors shut? I shared with you years ago, and I was just full on convinced God had called me into full-time ministry, and he didn't want me doing that job. My job was ministry, full-time ministry. And but I was getting almost zero support from the church, very little bit. And if anything, I got slammed more than I got supported. Yet, the church is why I went out and did this. I heard all the people complaining about what's going on with our young people, LGBTQ, the rioting in the streets. They complain. I says, I'll go out there and reach those people with the love of Christ. I'll go do something about it. Will you support me? Well, of course. And then, you get out there and it's, oh, you mean, you really did this. So it's, I'm not going to sit and start pointing people out. It's not where my heart's at, but there are some issues. There's some issues there. So I am at the point now, it says, I've got to work. I've got to go back to work. Now, here's something I deal with, and I'm going to get a little personal with you guys, but growing up as a young kid, I sang in a band, and we had a lot of musical background growing up. My guitar player's dad was almost like a dad to me for a while. I had some issues with my parents. There was some stuff going on, and he was always there. Always had his arms open, come on by, and stuff. In fact, it was funny, I was closer to him than his son. His son was a friend, but it was really him that was, I looked up to him a lot. And he was what they call a headhunter. So he worked with all these government, especially aerospace companies and stuff, and they needed a certain kind of engineer or something with expertise. He would find those guys, and he would place them in those jobs. So with this going on, I've got this connection. I've never had to go out and look for a job. People tell me how you have to fight to get work. And it's like, no, they've come to me my whole life. This guy would boom. And they were jobs where when I got there, they provided housing, they provided vehicles, they took care of me 100%. My job was just to do whatever they, go do this. And that's your income went in, and it all worked out. So one day I'm cruising along, and I go out and start doing some ministry, and God did some amazing things. I was able to reach kids that really had no chance walking to the door of a church. And there's several of them now out there that I talk to quite frequently, doing very well. One of them who decided to make it a little more public, Josie. Some of you know Josie, who's now married to Star. And, they got their things in life, but they're working through them. They have a desire to live, and they're working, and they're doing well. But all of a sudden, I'm just like, what planet are we on? And I had that talk with Josie today, and he goes, as soon as you met me, Dad, this stuff started. Where you were going out and doors were just slamming shut. And he goes, and I know because I've talked to a lot of people that knew you in your past. And, people, oh, he always lands on his feet. He's always got great things going on and everything else. And I got to say, so what's going on? I go out and I'm reaching people, bring them to the Lord. And is this attack? And if so, how far does that go? And why is... I've always been a very family person to this day. I like people in my life. I'm getting to where I'm having a hard time trusting them. I've had a lot of bad stuff happen, but I still love people. I need you in my life. And especially the church. The church isn't some place, some building we go. It's us as a body. And I feel it really is a community. We should work within it together and everything else. We should be our own, basically our own culture. It's our own. We have a different lifestyle. And I think when we work together and support that, it's very powerful. But lately it's been tough. I literally, Christians that, they've ripped me off. Okay, I hate saying that, I really do, but they'll say this, say that, and then something totally different happens, and there's been a few times that I know I've done, like I just did a job and maybe I didn't communicate it clearly enough. I don't know what if that was clear, what my position was. I go to a church and stuff and I figure, I've never had to set down, you have to give me this much. It's like, take a love offering, and I'm going to trust the Spirit to move, and I'm going to trust what goes on here. And, I don't know. Things are different now, I guess. And I don't understand it. But having that background, I did. This is very hard for me. I've never had to go out and really look for work and stuff. I don't understand that. I do have a LinkedIn account. And I go on Indeed, and lately I've been filling out a lot of this electronic stuff. And either they're supposed to send an email and I never get it. There's always some glitch. And you walk into the place and, well, that's all electronic. We can't even talk to you about it. And I'm like, what the heck what do you mean? It's not working. So that was kind of the reason I went down to Phoenix the other day. And I thought, I'm going to look at some smaller mom and pop stuff that is AV industry related, and go in and talk to them. And, a lot of those guys I'm seeing now, they're having a hard time. And they don't know who they can and can't trust. I could just tell walking in there. Even walking in the door, they're watching you like you're in there to rip them off and stuff. It was very different, very different. Tried to make some shop talk with them. And, that was always a thing. And it was like, they didn't really want to tell you anything. It was very almost like you're in this big proprietary government thing or something, and it's all top secret. So I'm in a situation right now, and I've been kind of making short-term and long-term plans, and trying to figure out what to do next. And I am looking for prayer, but even more, I've got a lot of people praying, and prayer is very important. But if God puts stuff on your heart, you need to contact me and you need to tell me. So I'm looking for some discussion on this. Even Loves, I've gone through their process twice now, and I'm supposed to get this email, and it doesn't come through. And I've checked all my stuff. I understand. I'm a tech guy, all my stuff's set up properly. I'm getting other emails and stuff. It's just whenever I need a call or something from work, something happens. Is this spiritual attack, or is this God slamming doors? If he's slamming doors, what's supposed to be going on out there? And something I've tried to talk to some church pastors about, and I get some very off-the-cuff, well, yeah, just go try this. Everything's great. No, it's not. No, something's going on here, and I'm suffering. You might have saw my little check-in video I just did a little while ago, and I had to get some rest. I realized how bad I looked, and I'm still worn out. And I love people, want to reach people. I want to do a lot within the nomadic community. I've been preparing some build-out videos and stuff, and I'm just not up to where I can do them right now. And now I'm to where if I don't make some money here in the next few days, I will be very stuck. So get a hold of me. I'm looking for work, and I've got a storage unit with a system. I was going to put that back together and start offering some sound services and stuff again. But even that, you got to be set up. You kind of need a place to work out of. And it's another thing I'm finding with these jobs. Where are you living? Well, I've got a Lake Havasu address. And they go, what are you doing way up here? Well, if I can get work, I'll move here. Oh, no, we're looking for someone that's been here or that's stable. And then you end up telling them, well, I've got an RV and da-da-da. Well, we're looking for stable. This whole nomad thing now, there's been so many people that are just flaking. They're flaking. They're shutting down a lot of the campgrounds now because people just dumping garbage everywhere. And I know there's other stuff going on. There's people that aren't nomadic that are dumping trailer loads of garbage. And this is a little easy way for them to get rid of their stuff and then blame it on the nomads, on the boondockers. But there's some boondockers out there, and drugs going around, and, you know, taking jobs, taking the money and run. I know there's a lot of stuff going on there too. So a lot of things are changing. And I'm very new to this, really. People out there have been doing this 20 years and stuff. So, you know, you guys, I know some of you watch my videos. I love to connect with you because maybe I need a little mentoring in this area. You know, I've already, like I said, I've been pretty well always taken care of. And now it's about go out there and do it all on your own. So rather than rambling on here, I just want to share with you, I am putting together some stuff on paper. A lot of it's already been tried, but I need ideas. I need work ideas. If you know of some work, please let me know. If you guys need help, anything repaired in an RV, built out, you know, fixed, especially technical stuff, get a hold of me. If you know a church that needs audiovisual help, I'd love to help them out. I'll help you if you can help me. You know, I can do, you name it. I've got years since I was 16 years old, not just audiovisual, but acoustic engineering, which most of the guys don't have that under their belt. So I kind of know what the system's going to do before we start even talking about the system itself. And I'd love to talk to you. Give me a call. You can go to the website, agapeonthestreets.com. Go to the Telegram link. It's always the best place to get a hold of me. Say hello, and then maybe, you know, I can send you my phone number or something. We can go from there. But I love all of you. God bless you. If you're out here doing this boondock thing, especially, I just pray that God's peace covers you. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. I pray things start getting better rather than worse. But I'm exhausted. And, you know, I've got a decent sized trailer. It's a cargo trailer build out. I've done some nice stuff in here. It's far from being done. I have most of the stuff I need to complete it. But right now, you know, living out in the dirt, it's a tough one for me. I would love to find some small company, you know, it's got a little lot or something, and I could just pull up behind them or something. I've actually got a full security camera outfit, strobes and everything. I could be nighttime security for you, and, you know, come do tech repair and stuff for you during the day. That'd be the ultimate situation, you know, or some storage facility or something that needs somebody there. I'd love to find something like that. If you guys could get the word out, that would be such a blessing. You know, that would be, wow. I feel like I was in heaven there. It'd be amazing. But God bless you. I'm done rambling on. I wanted to connect with you guys. I hope it wasn't too weird or too deep. But I got some stuff going on here. And there are some pictures I'll share with you guys in the next video of some install stuff I've done, stuff like that. But for right now, I'm going to continue to do some research tonight and try to do something to make some cash here in the next few days. All right. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.